Hi everybody, welcome back to Airbrushing for Beginners, the next stage. Hi everybody, welcome back to another beginners class. This is going to be moving on now to a bit more advanced. So there'll be a few more advanced techniques, a few more little bits involved in this, but a lot of it, the beginners can move on to this next stage. So I'm not jumping right into a photorealistic piece. We're just going to move on to the next level in the airbrushing. So the pieces you'll need for today, guys, we're doing a grayscale and it's a sort of half portrait. It's the one you can see on the screen here. It's a young girl, she's slightly looking up. She's got a piercing on her nose. We've got some darks in the background, some shadows. We've got an eye to do, part of the face, part of the lips, and that side of the face. So that's the image we're doing today, guys. The pieces that you're going to need, you will need some shields. As this is a grayscale portrait, guys, we're going to go in with a value 8, a value 10, a value 8, 7, 6, and I've got a dark grey. I've got some shading grey transparent and I've got some carbon black, so if I need to darken things down I can just intermix as we go along. The airbrush that I'm going to be using today is the Grios PS270 again. I'm going to stick with this brush, so if you've just purchased this brush you'll be able to jump onto these classes and use this brush. So I'll move on, I'll get the airline set on, put some paint in there. I'll see you in the next step. Guys, we are all set up. We've got 25 coming in on the airline. We're going to be using the Mac valve on this today, so we'll be dialing this in because we've got some nice little detail pieces. We can just bring the air down and get that to what we want. We'll be working with the air cap off again, so hopefully you've got your two toothbrushes joined together so you can give your airbrush a clean for the tip dry. I just tend to drop a little bit of water on the heads of the airbrush, on the toothbrushes, when you're brushing your airbrush across the front. So I've gone for a value 8, and this is a really light mix, guys. Really light. That probably won't even be picking that up on the screen. But that's a very, very light grey mix. So on this image here, we've got some textures coming up here. We've got some here, got a few in the top of the eyebrow there, above the eye, a little bit there, some above the lip, a few in the lip. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this very light tone and just start working them areas with a little fuzzy texture with the airbrush, just dropping that in, and then we'll just start working up the colours. Right guys, so we've got the mix. Nice and light, looking across at the image, and we're just going to start going in. I'm going to drop some tones in here. And just working along, just dropping a little soft pattern in there. Same with the bottom of this eye along here. Just a little bit of texture. As this is a real light colour, we'll be going darker around this. But this will just give the first bit of texture in there. There's a little line in there. Couple more here, so we'll just drop them in, a little bit there, some across that eye, a little bit in here. and just putting this shade on the image where I think we're going to need it. We're coming down the side of the nose here. There's a little bit of texture in here and around here, and all this has got texture. I've got a very faint pencil outline on this. A bit of texture up here. And coming down here, just do a little pass. And then working just around here, there's some texture around here, so we'll work that in. Coming down this cheek here, drop some around here. All the way down. Continuing down to the bottom. Like that. And just take that texture a little bit darker and move it in. Just go over it and go over it to about there. We've got a little bit going this way here. And we're going to drop some of that in the lips. And I'm basically just holding the trigger down, teeny bit of paint coming out, and just wiggling the brush, getting a dotted sort of pass. Just going to drop a bit of this tone in the lips down here. And a little bit on that part of the nose there. And here. A little bit coming in here. And just off that bit where the nose ring is. A little bit down here. And a line. Just a faint line there. Bit there. Just going to go flat tones on these bits. And in there. Just drop some in where them eyelashes are, that eyebrow. A little bit there. A few little lines. A little bit on the eye. And we'll drop a little bit on the inside of that eye, going round. So that's the first pass, guys. We'll drop a little bit down the strands of this hair in this background. Just to get a bit of colour in there. So that's the first pass. We've dropped the value 8 over here, sort of a solid opaque on the 8, and then we've dotted a little bit of texture here. Could probably bring this in a bit, but we'll get these pieces in round here, get the dark, start working all this. And if we need to start darkening up and bringing that across, we can do, because that's pure white there. And we can just start putting some more textures in. I'm going to drop a little bit more in here. A little bit there. Coming out of that, a little bit darker. And there. A little bit there. Quick flush through. And we'll get ready for the next tone. I think I'm going to start working the eye in, guys, next. We'll get the eye fully worked in. I'm going to go in with a dark grey mix on that. Just see what that's like. Yeah. And we'll just do some little bits on this eye. Coming round a little bit on there. A little bit shading here. Bring that in. Just a little there. And just feather that one out. Like that. Little clean with the brush, and we've got a darker edge here, along that at the top, little dark edge there. This one's a little bit darker here. And coming into this edge, softer shade there, just blending that out down, round like that. Just a little bit up here. We'll drop this same tone down here, just round here, and a very faint piece there, along there. There's a little bit of this here and there, some faint bits just there. There's a little bit, this comes down and just dots in like that. Little line on there. Paint this a bit more here. There's a couple of dots. There. Little bit there. We've got some dots. Coming in here. That just fades off a bit there. Got a little line there. And then we can drop a little bit of that tone just down here. And we're just doing a little bit back on the trigger. And we're just dropping a texture on top of that other texture round here. Like that. We've got some of that dark in here. So there's a little bit in here off that line. Nice and light. Just a little bit darker there. A little touch of that just in here. Just going really light, guys. And building up. We've got some blurred hair, so if you just come round, follow that past there, little bit in there, and then we'll go over that a little bit darker later on. We're going to drop some of that dark in here. Just a mottled pass there. We've got some tiny little dagger strokes just on the first pass on this. Going up, just put them hairs there in place. That one will come down. A little pass of dark under there. And then just roll off that edge. Bit there, just a band up there, a little bit of texture, coming down. We're just going to go round the edge. And that nose, a little bit more there. We've got a dark little piece here. A little bit on there. And we'll move down to this piece. Just going to drop a little bit of water in this because it's just running a little bit thick. Give that a little back mix. Check your paint. That's running better. And we're just going to start on these lips and just start to drop some textures on here. There's a few bits coming round here. Just get some of these textures in the lips. Bits in the top. A little bit more here. Right, I think that'll do for that tone, guys. A bit on the eye. We'll just go around that centre. And a bit of that. A little bit there. A few little lines, dots. Drop them bits in there. That's a bit of the hair there coming down. There's a hair that sort of goes that way. So that's that toning. It's probably a little bit more texture there. And here, coming in a bit darker. Yep, so that's that one in. That's the dark grey mix. Give it a little flush through again. Right, so we're going to go in with the shade in grey and one of the shields, and we're just going to start to sharpen these bits where they need to be sharpened up. Along here, there's some little dots on that piece. This piece is quite sharp, so we'll just drop that piece in. And that's got a little faint piece there. These are quite sharp. There's a bit there. A little bit in there, and you're just getting right down with the dots now, guys. Little pieces across. These are nice and sharp in here. There's a piece that got a bit of tip dry, I can just see it building up. On the edge of that. Just a little bit mottled out on this. This is darker here, but we can drop some carbon black on this and it will really make this pop. A little bit there, that comes round, down here, and this piece is dark, round there, up. This is dark here. And we've got a sharp just here and a sharp line here. That comes round to a sharp there, like that. Same again, quite sharp there, and a little bit of sort of tip dry again. You'll get this when you're doing a lot of like going in on like detail. You'll find that your airbrush will get tip dry quite quick because you're just basically keeping your finger down on the trigger for air, and then when you're doing the slightest bits of paint it'll just clog up. You just keep an eye on that, you'll see it on the needle as you're working. comes here. This is a very soft line here, but quite straight. And then this will just get darkened out. Round, quite a straight one there. And just shade off that. This one's quite sharp here. And sort of feathers across. And a very feathered edge there. Round, that will just go into darks. That can darken out. Some tiny dots in here. Some little bits across here. And another dark edge off here. It's just like a little squiggly line there. These are a little bit darker. That one there. There's a tiny dot there. Tiny dot there. That one's a bit more of a dot. One here. A little line off of it. Dip dry again. You've got these lines here, so I'm just going to sharpen these up like that, because they're bouncing in the shadow, so it doesn't matter what's left over there, that edge. And then we've got these pieces here, so I'm just going to run and just start to darken these up. Just a little squiggle like that. A few little ones here. This is a darker band coming in here. This. And here. It comes up. Dark around there. Dark here. Coming dark. This is the first pass, so this will go darker, guys. Tip dry. Got some darks in there. Yeah. And got them darker in here and here. Take a little bit on that. start to bring this over. Take this pattern just a bit further down. Bit there. And then we're just going to go in on this and darken this. Yeah. It's got a line here. Got a dark bit from here. This is really sharp here. Just use the shield. First pass on this. Round here. Like that. And then just bob that in there. And go sharp on that bit of the earring. Just in there. Just a little clean through, guys, a little talk through again. So we've gone in with the shading grey, done the bits on the eye around here. First pass, this is going to go a lot darker because you've got some real dark blacks in there. We've done a pass on there, we've used the shields just to sharpen up where you've got these sharp edges. A bit on the eye there where it's sharp, it's quite sharp there. Sort of a sharp line here, a little bit there, a little bit there. And we're just working round. Going to go in now with another pass on the shading grey. And we're just going to start darkening this hair out. Bring them down. This one. Like that. Not like a soft blurry type of effect there. Bit down here looks a bit. A little bit shading around these parts. What we'll do is we'll just work on moving on the lips, give it a pass in that dark so we can see where we're going. Just tone that in along there, down there, and then down there, and got some bits in there which is quite dark here. Dark line coming in there. There's one next to it. There's a dark line there. There's a line in here, little one there. And we've got a dark on this. So we'll just go in and just line that. Tip dry. Just go round this little bit in here. That. Very soft in there. Comes in. Comes down. A little bit darker there. On there. Back brushing this. Just getting a little bit clogged. Going to give this a little blast through with thinners because I've had a few paints go through it, working at low pressures. Give it a little clean. And it's always good now and again to stop, have a look at what you're doing, see where your picture's going. Stand back, have a look at it. and then go back to it with fresh eyes, look at your reference again, and then carry on. And we'll just start dropping these. Few little textures down here again, just another shade darker on these, and up here. I'll do on that one. Tone that back a bit down there. Drop a little bit there. Bring that tone in a bit there. Like that. I'll drop a few little textures in these, just darken these out a bit. And in here. Dark piece here, that line in there, sort of dark line there, little one there, little bit of one there, little one there, just comes down. Fade them over. And darken this piece up here. Drop a dot there. We'll take that piece darker. Around here. This piece darker, darker on that eye edge, a little bit on there, around that eye, comes in dark there, nice and dark on this, and on that line. Around that piece, that's dark, comes in a little bit there, you've got a dark line that comes down, and dark line, little in the eye there, that comes in dark, dark piece, and then you flick the brush and you get paint down yourself. And this is what I say in the cleaning videos. When you're moving the airbrush around really quick and you're working with the lid off and the paint's really thin, these sort of accidents do happen, guys. Bogged out around there. And that piece is quite broad. And dark into dark, muscles up. Down there. And there. Across so that will be dark. Now I've dropped the blacks in and it's darkened it up. You can just see where you need to go darker on the next pieces. Got the shield in there because that is quite sharp. Along here. And that piece is sharp. Just locking this in black now. Around here. That piece is dark. Yep. There. Bring that across. More carbon black. Black that out. Get more down here. Darken these. There. bit darker there. I'm just trying to get this sorted here, darker in here, a few more little bits across, a few more textures across here, in lips. A little bit more down here, and we're about done, guys. See that little blast through again? We'll just drop the dark grey mix again. We'll just go in here and we'll just drop some of this in. Just keep locking the textures in. Stand back and drop some highlights in now. Just sharpen these highlights up to make these pop a bit. Just working around this. Bit of highlight. It's a lot darker in here. It's when you can start noticing where to start putting the darker bits. Really starts to pick out, guys, but we're getting there. A little bit more, and then when we demask this, it looks a bit weird because it's got like a yellow edge around it. But we'll just keep pressing on. There you go, guys. I've just dropped a few more little tones. Darken this piece, I'll put a bit more in there. Highlights are in. As you can see on screen, that's what we've worked from. So I'll drop the mask off this now carefully, and hopefully it won't pull it. And it should just make this look a lot better once you demask it without that yellow around there. And that's pulling there. There you go, there's the finished piece. So that's the image that we've worked from, and I think that's come out quite well to that. So we've got the darks. You see me talk through the picture as we went along. Quite a simple image to do. I really like the grayscale and the ones where you've got the dark contrast between the pictures. I like getting into these ones. The next one's going to be very similar. Face again, sort of half a face, covered up with some shadows. But that's that piece, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this first part on this series. and we'll just keep moving on and moving on to more advanced and more advanced. I can only go as far as I can go with this paper. If we were doing synthetic papers, we can do the eraser techniques and the scratch backs, but I'm just going as far as I can with this paper. As you see, it pulls so easy with masking tape, and if you were to do scratch back techniques on this, you'd just pull the paper up and it'd just pull away and just start to like fluff up as you try and scratch through. But that's the finished piece. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, click that subscribe, press that notification so you can see more up and coming videos on DreadFX Custom Paint. Big shout out to all the new subscribers and welcome to the channel. Thank you for all your comments, and I will see you in part 2 of the next beginner stages. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.